Curious how Jaylen's doing and what the progress has been like.
He's doing good. Just day to day. Just working at it, getting better. Just getting a little bit better each day. So just getting there.
Do you have any sense on when he might be?
Nothing.
What's the process been like for Neemi? Maybe he didn't necessarily expect this opportunity this early in the season. How has he embraced it? What are you seeing from him? Where's there still room for growth?
Yeah, for him, I think it started in summer league. Just the staff doing a great job of preparing him for what he needed to get better at most, which is just our defensive coverages and having an understanding of tendencies and the things that we need to go to game in and game out. And so I think that's his biggest area of growth is just earning the trust of the people around him to where he can execute different coverages throughout a game, and he started working on that in summer league. So it's a credit to the staff and to him doing that. And then, just you see when he has the ability of getting you extra possessions on the offensive end, being a rim threat, whether it's versus switching. So he's just kind of just grown in a little bit of every area, but I think it started with his defense.
Back to Jaylen real quick. Has he had any additional imaging done or had any done that you know of?
No, not that I know of.
And then how's Luke doing?
Good.
Any update on him? Does he have imaging? Is he trying day-to-day, working his way back?
Just day-to-day, like the rest of us.
So true. Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
Joe, what did you take from Wednesday's game when you look at the film again and they seemed to kind of, that defense in the first half kind of stunned you. What did you take away from that?
Yeah, I think that was it, right? Like, I think there was a significant difference in just our managing of their physicality in the first half to the second half. And so just making sure that we have an understanding of that, we always talk about physicality defensively, whether it's physicality on the offensive end. And so I think they won the fight of physicality in the first half. I thought we did a great job responding it in the second half. And then just throughout the game, just situational things that we have to get better at. We had a miscommunication on a Steph Curry three. They got 3 offensive rebounds in the last couple of minutes. One of them was, 2 of them were a little bit unlucky, but at the end of the day, we got to get those. So. And then the other thing is when you're playing against 2 great teams like that, the role players can make a difference. So I think Kuminga's threes and Kyle Anderson's threes made a difference in that.
And I know you want to win every game, but is Wednesday a good lesson? Can you take positive from that this early?
Yeah, anytime you're in games like that, I think it just kind of, leaves you hungrier. And so that just helps for the next one or the next 5. And so, like you said, I want to win every single one. But to me, it's more about the process. Again, I'd be more mad at a win if we didn't go about it the right way as opposed to being mad about a loss if we went about it the right way. So I thought the process of how we handled the physicality in the second half and the situational stuff that we were able to get on film will help us be better, down the stretch.
And Jason has 3 technicals. Obviously.
I have 1, so
yeah,
not too far behind.
Will you have to kind of tone it? Will he have to tone it down? 16 and he's suspended, and I know it's a long way away, but
he'll be
9 games and he's got 3 technicals.
No, he'll be okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Not worried about that at all.
Back to Neemi just for a second. There were a couple plays late in the game. One, I forget who had the play covered, but it was on the right side, and Neemi kind of went for a block and left Draymond open for a putback.
Yeah.
But then a couple plays later, there was a play on the left side where he stayed home. You guys actually ended up getting the rebounds and come down in transition. He gets the dunk. Is that something that you talked to about him in real time, or did he figure that out in real time? No,
that's really important. The read of whether you can put sometimes what looks like going for a block actually takes you out of rebounding position. And that was something that we hit on during one of the timeouts. And so I think he gave one up, and then we had a timeout, and then he made the adjustment and came right after that and got it. So that's a really good point because, he's learning that, right? How can you impact? How can you protect the rim? But at the same time, how can you read it and be a secondary defender to where you don't take yourself out of rebounding position? So that happened 1 or 2 times. Yeah.
Last question, Zach. Just a pretty sharp uptick in 3-point shooting from Derek this season, and it seems like he's been pretty efficient with that as well. Just what kind of growth have you seen from him in that area this season, and was that a priority for him going
if you take a look at what he's best at, it's his pick and roll with a 5-man, and when area growth was how can we get him better versus a switch attack. I think sometimes at some points last year when teams went to switching, that kind of took away from his pick and roll numbers a little bit, and so I think he made a conscious effort at just becoming more aggressive, have an understanding of how to be even more impactful versus different pick and roll coverages, and that's just one example of that versus some of the coverages that he sees.